Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. What I do for you. I'm gonna piggyback up that last lesson I gave. Some good stuff to close it out. So let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in, receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life, through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? When I'm done, you will. So it's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not is foolish, disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Right thinkers. Let's talk about the the moral battle. Set versus Heru happens inside you. Remember that I showed you this picture? This is perfect. This is apropos right here. This is where we're going. Set is the appendage of your body that thinks on its own, wants to be its own. Remember, it represents your ego. That means its edge got out, which is Heru. He's trying to get Heru out of the way so he can stand in and be you, so to speak. Okay, so I'm trying to teach you how to master the ego that's in you so you can become Heru. Let's go. So the battle between Heru and Set took many twists and turns. Now this is going to be a battle of life. It's going to take a period of 80 years. Okay, so this ain't no Hatfields and McCoys. This is going to be going on for a while. It took many twists and turns, and sometimes one seeming to get the upper hand, and then other times the other seemed to get it. So it went back and forth like good and evil. Okay, truth, untruth. They go back and forth. Right now, good and evil. Right now, evil's in charge on top. Yet neither one gaining a clear advantage in order to become the decisive winner. They're still going at it. And in you, when you learn how to master your what? Lower nature, curve all those things that's negative about yourself, that's how you defeat your ego self. That's how you defeat Set. If not, watch this. And at one point, watch this, Set, his mother tried to help Heru by what? She caught Set in the neck, got him. But due to her, that's her brother, to her pity and compassion and empathy, what? She let him go. And she let him free in a passionate fit of rage. Right there. If your passion, and that's what you get, if it's in a negative frame, it's rage. And you're going to do something that you will regret. More than half of the prisoners that's in prison regret that one movement. Why? Because they have a fit or passionate rage that caused them to react the way they did and probably take somebody's life. More than one sometimes. But when they get like that, that's what you want to be able to control. I don't want to get that mad. So, but the idea was, Heru, this is you, your higher self. You fell victims to your own passions in a negative way. And what happened? Heru cut off his mother's head. I said used to have a regular head. After this encounter, Tahuti gave her the cow's head. So that's what you see when she had to do different forms. You see on the cow head, that's because her son cut her head off. This is all stories, all mythological stories, that if you learn the stories, it makes sense and you'll understand it. I'm laughing because you say, what the hell? But remember, these are stories to teach lessons. There's lessons here. I just give you lessons. That's how I learned them. Okay, and he cut her head off. And after that, he went out to himself, again, in frustrated state of mind. Even Heru, again, even your higher self is what? Susceptible to what? Passions, negative, which lead to performing what? Deeds that one later regrets. Told you. In that passion, you're going to act out. And if you can't control it, you're going to regret. And you're 9 times 10, you're going to suffer the consequences of that actions. And it's never good. Take stock. And remember that I've come a long way with my anger and controlling it. My passion and rage and controlling it. So I advise everybody, you might want to control it. It's better to be free under controlling it than not controlling it, be locked up and saying, well, I should have. Monday morning quarterbacks ain't never won a game. Trust me. So Set represents your ego self. He found Heru. Why? He ain't hard to find. You right there. And what he do? He gouged out his eyes. Okay? During this time, now Heru was temporarily overpowered, blinded by what? The evil of Set. He was under his whim, so to speak. Okay, he can have his way with him. And he became blinded to what? The truth, as signified by what? The loss of his eyes. Okay? And thus was now unable to actually really do battle or act with Maya. Why? With Set. Why? His power of sight was later restored. By who? His mate, Heru. Y'all know it as Hathor. Again, the Greeks gave her the name Hathor. Everybody know about that. This Heru. And she's the goddess of what? Passion, love, desire, and fierce power. After Aset, she might be the toughest one going. Okay? And Aset gained that power because she badgered Ra to get what she needed from him. But another lesson going on. Where we at? Okay. But Hathor, which represents that. And a quick story with her. Ra was a little depressed. He had been, people on Earth was not respecting him. And he was getting a little, And it says that Hathor, his daughter, flashed him that thing, that Vova. You know what Ra did? Smile. So it made him feel good. I'm just saying. And now, who also, she represents what? His left eye. All right, right? She is the fire, spinning, destructive power of light, which what? Dispels the darkness, aka blindness or ignorance. Okay? That was her job. Now, when the conflict resumed, now every father, I'm pretty sure if I got into a situation and my man had a way of, give me whatever I need, tip the scales in my favor, so to speak, he'd do that. Remember in Perseus, when he had to go fight the Kraken? And God, when they was on the board, they were playing the chess game, and he had got defeated. I picked him up, helped him out. All fathers would do that. That's what, trust me, it's in us. But when the conflict resumed, watch this. Now just get a little heads up to let you know as we go in there. Watch what Ra do. Watch what Asar do for Heru. All right. When the conflict resumed, the two combatants, Heru and Set, they came before the court of the Enad, the 9 gods. Okay, the company of 9 gods who ruled over creation. So they hold court, headed by Ra. Okay, Set promised to end the fight and let Heru take the throne. So in doing so, he's a party thrower, okay? He went through a party. So in his submission to letting Heru go to the throne, he gonna throw him a party. Sound familiar? Watch this. You're gonna love this. So he invited Heru to come to the party at his house. And Heru soon found out in the wee hours of the night that his Uncle Set wanted to ditty him. Need I say more? he, he went to his mother. He tried to diddy me. And the concept was, Set thought that if he would do that to his nephew, he could prove that he's unworthy to sit on the throne. Okay, so I just think about that all that good. Now he invited him over to the house. Okay, and said he found out later on that Set had evil intentions. Wow, when he tried to have intercourse with him, he tried to pull a Diddy. It's too funny. But what Set represents is what they call the uncontrolled Set. Also, he symbolizes what? Unrestricted sexual activities. They knew about that way back then. Watch this. My man came to the rescue. So therefore, all sexual desires should be pursued in what? In accordance with moral and intellectual principles. Right there. If you think having sex with another man is morally right, you crazy. It's not. Right there tells you. Why? With a woman, it's fine. Whatever, yeah. But not, no, that was frowned upon way back then. It didn't just start. Now y'all got a lifestyle who practice that. I got an issue with that, but that ain't what we're talking about right now. But you should have your own principles, your own morals, which dictate what? Rules of prosperity, and that would lead what? To good health and a personal hygiene for self and societal and spiritual order, aka they live by Ma'at, which is juxtaposed against what? This aspect of Satanian qualities, which is what? Uncontrolled sexual potency and desires of the flesh. Is Heru in the form of what? Now we're going to deal with Heru in the form of Ithophallic, which is the erect penis. His name was Men. You see the guy with the big penis, hard penis right here? That's Men. Now, you see him erect, hard, but he's not going around poking it and sticking it in and everything. He's showing you sexual retention. When Asar penis got eaten, they showed you that the phallus, you don't need that. Why? At a certain point, you ain't gonna need it. That's why. And now, I'm so tired of this, god dang it. Everybody wanna have sex for hours. Dude, really? You do that in your 20s, the roaring 20s. That's when it's prevalent. As you get older, nature takes over. You 60, you wanna have sex for 3 or 4 hours? Really? Are you crazy? But all I'm hearing about this sex pills to make the penis, man, that, Jesus Christ. So again, what happened? And they went to court the next day, and Heru's job, Seth's job was to prove Heru, unfaithful, unworthy. But through doing it, and Men, which represents what? Not only control of your sexual desires, but he also represents sublimation as well. Men symbolizes the power which comes from the sublimation of your sexual energy. Again, semen retention, don't have this generation, don't have a clue about that. So that's what the concept was in ancient times. Now, through more trickery, Set ain't done. Through more treachery and deceit, what happened? Set attempts to destroy Heru with the help of the Enoch. Now he's gonna go to court, try to prove him right, by tricking them into believing that, Heru was what? Not worthy of the throne. I know him, yeah. But he didn't get it off. Heru caught the semen, got rid of it, told his mother. He took his semen, a little tricky here, and put on the letters that Set eat. So Set got his semen, and he got Heru's semen in him. So when he go to court, brag about he had S8 him, he diddied him. No baby oil. And when he called for his semen to come forth out of Heru, it wasn't in him. But when Heru called forth his semen, dun 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 dun. Yeah, another story. Good lesson there though. But okay, they tricked him. Okay, how you deal with trickery? You trick them back. That's all. So they flipped him. They got him. So through that, and then what happened? He found that they was worthy, and Asar sent a letter to the Enoch. Asar, right, his father, to the Enoch to do what? Do the right thing. Heru, as the son of Asar, should be what? The rightful heir of the throne. All but two of the Enoch agreed because Heru, they said, was too young to rule. Okay. So Asar then said, all right, send him another letter, scrolled in papyrus with a message this time, reminding them that even they cannot escape, judgment in the West of what? Their deeds. They will be also judged in the end when they have to what? Finally go to the West, the abode of Asar, aka the dead. What happened? This signified that even the gods cannot escape judgment for their deeds also. They have to be held accountable. Again, no exceptions. All right. So since all that exists is where we at? Okay, go to West. So in West it meant. So since that exists, all that exists is only a manifestation of the absolute one reality, which goes beyond time and space. But anything that which in the realm of time and space, be you human, spirit, gods, angels, netters, all are bound by the same laws. You got to be judged by Maya. Moving on. Now, following the receipt of Asar's letter, what happened? Heru was named, crowned the king of Egypt. I love that. They adhered to that letter. All right, what's this? And Set had to accept his defeat and decision made in peace. He did a peaceful transfer of power. Boy, this is good. Okay, and what his punishment was? Oh, you're going to be punished for any bad or wrong deed you don't think because you admitted to it, or you're going to be punished accordingly. Understand that. So thinking because I did no, because you came clean, now you gotta be punished. Now I got to whip you. That's always good. Moving on. Why? Lesson. No. Oh, I got to do this. I told myself, my man, I got to do this. I hate it. My man did it to me, and I did it to my son. I don't know what he don't beat his kids. If you can raise your kids without beating them, God bless you. I ain't got no problem with that. I ain't saying it can't be done. No, I didn't. So I can't speak for that. If he's doing it, God bless him. I beat him. All of them. That's just me. All right, where you go? Authority, you had to put the hammer down sometime. Let them know so they know. I ain't got no problem with them. So no matter who you are, you're going to have to go through abide by the laws. Now, the following the receipt of the Asar's letter, Heru was crowned king. Now, Set accepted his punishment, and they had a peaceful transfer. All the gods rejoice, everybody's happy, and thus ends the legend of Asar, Set, and Heru. You can't kill your ego. The ego is you. You just have to control it, and that's what he did. Now, what Set do? He fight off Apophis every night for Asar, for Ra, when he go to the underworld. Another story. And he's the best fighter you got. I tell you, he's the honey badger. And now, moving on, I got time. Yeah, I got a little bit. Let me take this out. I got a little bit right here. This is the mystical implication, the breakdown of the Assyrian myth for the study of Maya. I'm going to give you a little breakdown. The creation itself, they tell you, is based on Maya, or what they call cosmic order. Cosmic order is the first requirement necessary in order for what? Humans' existence to be possible. And without human existence, the spirit cannot incarnate. It needs a human body. It needs a host, so to speak, okay, into human form in order to experience. We are spiritual beings come into human form to have the human experience of the physical realities of the physical world. Secondly, the story shows how what Maya and the practice of her philosophy leads to peace and order in society. The Egyptians lived over 3,000 years, peace and harmony. That's the reason why I went there, to get their philosophy, to find out what they was doing, that they can do that. I call it right thinking now, but it's the Maya philosophy. She taught Netta Tawi. They practiced this 10,000 years up to 5,000 years to record it. So this was divine what evinced by what? The idyllic life of Asar. I just gave you the breakdown of his life shortly, but that's the whole concept. Everything that's going on that I'm telling you about happens inside of you. And Asar, who brought order, education, and peace to what? The world. The story also shows how egoism, ding, 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 right there, which is who? Set. The Satanian qualities, these are anger. Just like Mayat has order, justice, balance, reciprocity, divine qualities. Setonian Set has qualities of anger, hatred, greed, lust, vanity, pride, etc. Those are things of the lower nature. Mayat give you things of a higher nature. And this lead to what? Death and destruction. That's why the sign for Set is the man with a hatchet to his head, aka self-destruction. The ego is self-destructive, and if it runs you, you will pay the price. You will die. Simple. Thus, a righteous and virtuous living, which is living according to the principles. Again, principles, not commandments. Principle, that is your choice. I'm not making you live right. No, it's your choice. I'm just giving you things that you can choose to make yours or not. That's all. I'm not saying do this. It ain't about that. You're responsible for what you do right or what you do wrong. Don't make a difference to me. I'm just helping you make a better decision. Telling you, no, if you do right, you know why. You benefit. You do wrong, oh, you know why. You get punished. Simple. It ain't hard. But when you practice the principles of Maya, it engenders what? Life, prosperity, while what? While Satan living leads to sorrow, pains, and death. I told you, you follow your ego, you will physically die, and your conscience gonna go with it. It's gonna get a fresh body and a new conscience. Dying twice is when you don't get enlightened while you're here. Your physical body dies, and when you go and fail the test of Maya, because your heart is going to be heavy because of your ignorance, you're going to die consciously. So you will no longer exist. That's what their concept, and they was big on that. Moving on. I'm almost done taking it home. Where we at? Now, the ancient Egyptians were big on it, and the book of Coming Forth by Day is their Bible version, and the realization of what? The Assyrian myth and the spiritual aspect, if asked if he or she lived what? According to the principles of truth, justice, while they were alive, aka Maya. How Maya did you live? If so, they will be worthy of what? Discovering the heights of spiritual evolution. If not, they will experience more suffering in the astral plane of existence, and then they will once again reincarnate, experience life in the human form. They had this figured out a long time ago. We call it heaven and hell. You can call it what you want. Okay, I don't care. I don't discredit that nonsense. I tell you, you got a choice. You live right, do right, you got an afterlife. You don't, you're going to get reincarnated. It's just that simple. I don't argue. Well, I believe, could care less. Moving on. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. You got principles. You stand on them. You got a philosophy. You practice it. That's it. Your belief system, you can have that. I ain't got no use for that. Moving on. Let me wrap it up. So every human being will experience judgment in there. Of their what? The judgment is going to be of what? Your character. Your heart carries all the characteristics of you as a person. And the judgment day is going on that scale. Philosophically, one side is your heart, they call it the ab, the other side is the feather mayat. It should balance out. If your side is heavier than the feather, you lose. Your side can be lighter than the feather. That's a whole lot better than being heavy. Why? Because heavy, not good. Same or lighter is good. Wrap it up. Again, that was the concept. And depending on how good a person you was, we know some people that we know just good people. I want to be one of them. Remembered as a good person. That's all. Understand that. Moving on. Now, you judge by your character as to whether or not it is in line with what? Maya. Which implies either you had growth spiritually or with the forces of darkness and ignorance and evil, which implies sin. and causes now pain to the self, self-destruction, and even pain to others. This judgment is the subject of the ancient Egyptian book of coming forth by day. If you live right, you went forth into the next life, into the day conceptually. Okay, that's the lesson. I'm done. Hope you enjoyed it. More importantly, hope you understood it. Try to make it clear for you so you can start what? Implementing and practicing it. That's the lesson. And in closing, right thinkers, may y'all let it be 100 minds a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who know themselves have passed away. I'll be back. Oh, I'm not done.